All right, guys, we're back. We're gonna get this thing mostly wrapped up, and we are powering it up right now. Power it up. All right, so right now, I'm gonna go ahead and so we don't need. We're not going to use that. We are going to use this. All right, so for this guy here, all right, so we're going to run our illumination one right here with our accessory power. Some people may not like this approach. That's okay. They can do what they want on their car. So we're going to go ahead and run the illumination right with the accessory power, so when you hop in the car, this will fire right up. Now, what I don't know is for the camera, let's go ahead and make sure that's going to work properly. And now imagine as soon as we go in reverse, that should put power out on this one. Oh, man. What's that? Something fun? Oh, man. All right. So, for a backup camera, we want that to go ahead and turn on when we go in reverse. So, we're going to need to find the wire that has power when it goes into reverse. So I'll just run it right off the backup lights. You know what I ought to do? I ought to go look at my other Suburban and see how I did that one. Because we needed to have power coming off. So, all right, guys, so check it out. We're working. So, we're putting a double DIN setup in this Suburban. Now, what I want to do is I want the reverse lights. I want the. Let me check it on this one. Yeah, I'm a mechanic, man. I'm mechanicking it up. I want to see what did I hook up the reverse lights to on this guy. And that's not it. All right, well, that's not it. That's not going to work. Oh, you know what we could do? I got an idea. Here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll just run a wire to it in the back, power it up, but let's make sure it's going to work first. So, make sure it's going to work. Let's go ahead. Let's give it a little powering up, all right? Got to power it up a little bit. Make sure it's going to work, because we don't want to put it all in and have it not work. So, get my camera set back up. All right. All right, so there's wires for the. So I just heard something. So I got this double DIN setup off of what's it called? The Amazon for Mondo Cheap. So we're gonna go ahead and hook this up, and oh, that doesn't go there. That's for sure. That's I wasn't expecting that to happen. That's interesting. Check it out, man. Both these are male. And then here we got a male and a female. So I'm a little perplexed. This obviously has to... Alright, so we can't... Alright, let's just plug this one in. Let's plug one in, see what happens. Convertible vet. Oh, Savage family, what's up, what's up? Okay, what year? 1988? So that's before the OptiSpark, right? Before the Optimal Spark. Right? So does it... dude, I had a 1990 Corvette. That's fine. This is all I got for the instructions on this this camera. Backup by power. Anyways, Sandra, cool. Send me some gold. That's what I'm talking about. Tell me, does it have fuel? Does it have spark? Tell me what's going on with it as far as we just gotta have fuel and spark for something to work, dude. Yeah, it's got to be in time. So, did it run when you guys got it? What's going on? Talk to me, dude. I got you, Savage. Let's get savage! Gotta get savage, man. Tell me about it. Tell me what's going on when I'm listening. Okay, so if you have fuel and spark, you're in San Antonio. Hey, I'm in Denver, Colorado. No, I'm sorry, that's a lie. I'm in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So, Savage, did it ever run, or what happened? It's a lot of information here. None of it says says what to do to hook it up. So we're just gonna. So we ain't got no instructions. That's all right. We don't need instructions. Got the Griff, dude. The Griff is here. Have no fear. All right. I wonder if, I think one of these is for a front camera, dude. I think that's what it is. So, now, of course, none of these are labeled, so we'll just guess. Here's a yellow one. Let's try that, right? Ben said the guy passed away. The wife wanted to sell it, but it ran before it sat. Okay, ran before it sat. Sorry, I'm just thinking while I do this. It ran, okay, that's what they always say, is that it ran before it sat. I got that 53 Plymouth out back. The guy said it ran, and then it sat. Yeah, when we got it, the thing had, the firing order was off. So, kind of ticked me off. There's no way it could have, ran and drove with the firing order off the way it was. So, with yours, let's try this. So it has fuel, it's fuel injected. Dude, is the gas any good? Like, if you spray some brake clean into the intake and go to fire it up, see if it fires up. Because that would tell you that it's got bad gas in it. Why that thing keeps moving. So that's what I would try. Yeah, try that, dude. Yeah, starting flow. There you go. So, just, hey, Grace Monkey, Savage, appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't know why this thing keeps moving like that. I know you guys could be doing something else, so thank you for tuning in. Let's see if this thing is going to give us a backup signal. So check it out. Look at this bad boy. What happened? Oh, I didn't hook that up. Dang it. All right, hold on. Let's hit pause for a second. You know what? I'm going to need a couple little jumper wires so I can move this stuff around. There we go. Look at that. Pop, pop. Oh, dude. Savage. I remember, dude. They do have fuel pump problems, man. The one that I bought, it had a fuel pump problem. It was lacking fuel so bad that it had spark knock. It was nasty. So I'd put a fuel pressure gauge on it and make sure you have good that you have good fuel pressure. That's what I would do first. Let's see how this thing works. Introduce. I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. You guys can look at it too. So, I'm looking to see where the backup camera is. Setup. Wow, look at that. Got quite a few things on here, doesn't it? Mirror camera. I don't know what a mirror camera is. What's that? I'm looking to see where the So, I don't even see where to go with the backup camera, so I'm a little confused. What do you guys think? Oh, Florida, man, that's where I ought to go, dude. I want to go to some Florida action. So let me check this with my light, make sure it's got power. Let me hook my test light back up. Dang it. Hold on a sec, guys. Alright, got my V500 here. This thing's pretty cool. Okay. Alright, so let's just keep it simple, man. We just gotta have power and ground here, right? Alright, so we have power. And then that just loops around and comes right back here. So let's plug in something else. Let's try a different spot. Nope, that didn't do it. That's not it. Nope. Nope. Something just happened. Oh, I lost power here. Oh, dang it! I'm sorry, guys. I see what the problem is. Come on, Griffin! Come on, Griffin! Griffin! That's this boss. That's what he would do. He got mad at me. Hold on. Alright, so now let's try this. What's going on? Okay, it looks like that's supposed to go ahead and give us a. I think that should give us a camera. Hold on, let's try this. Let's just change the input to it. So. All right, I'm getting frustrated. I need to. All right, so let's go ahead and get some. What else you guys talking about? Fancy tools. Who's got fancy tools? Oh, dude, I tell you what, I have a helper crank blade. I think you guys ought to just put that, put some, wait, what's this? All right, hold on. All right, so hold on, guys. I'm a little confused on why it is set up. There's no instructions, but it was a good deal, so maybe that's why there's no instructions. This V500 thing is actually a pretty good tool, man. This works out pretty well. All right, so look, we've got it here now, and it's got. I'm a little confused on why it has this other wire, but all right, now if we take this guy, so something's wanting to happen there. I don't want to connect anything permanent. It says no video signal. Okay. So, but maybe it will if we change that RCA input. So, let's go ahead and try that. So, I'll get that tightened up for a little bit. All right. Okay, no video signal. All right. How about let me plug it in this one? Nope, nothing there. Nothing. No video signal. I've almost got this figured out, I think. Come on, get off there. It should at least tell you which. Yeah, these ports aren't even labeled, dude. Oh, lost the signal. Okay, dang it. Well, hold on. I'm a little perplexed. I don't understand why it doesn't. Hold on. This isn't powered up. So if this isn't powered up, we're definitely not going to be getting anything. So let me go ahead and need another jumper cable here. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, so let's go ahead and power this up here. All right, that's powered up there. Then, so I don't think that's supposed to be powered up, but this has to. Let's see what happens if we do. Oh, here we go. That was a little frustrating, guys. It doesn't have any construction, so you guys sit here and trying to figure it out with you're hooking up the sound and everything. That's easy. It's hooking up getting the camera to work is not proving to be as easy. Yeah, I guess I don't see a ground wire or anything for it. It's kind of weird. So hook that up. Nothing. What happens if we go here? Nothing. And it's got this extra line. I would think. Yeah, this isn't lit up at all. So since this isn't lighting up, I don't believe it's working. I mean, obviously it's not working. I can't see anything. So go ahead. This feels so cheesy, dude. Why isn't... I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't work, because all you need is power and ground for something to work. And this has power, and it's not lighting up. So I may not be a smart man, but like with a light bulb, you just need power and ground for a light bulb to work. So I don't I don't believe this is working or going to work. I believe it's probably no good because we've got power to it. It doesn't have I'm guessing it grounds through the through its auxiliary cable here. That's what I call them, aux cables. You know, these like fat plugs. Let me look at the. Can't mess this too long. I can always come back later and do this, but. Guys, so this is what it says. I don't see a ground coming out of here, unless they want you to just cut this. But I don't understand why it wouldn't just come with a pre-cut. It doesn't add up to me. So let's see if we can. Yeah, I mean, this must have a ground somewhere. Where's it at? I almost wonder if this is what you're supposed to. If this is supposed to be its ground, this auxiliary cable coming out like this. Hold on. Oops. This is frustrating. Where are we at? Anyways, what else you guys want to talk about while I try to figure this thing out? Thanks for hanging out with me. So I'm gonna get this car ready to get it for sale. Family needs to make some money, dude. Woo, you're tight. All right. So we have this coming out. All right. Plug this into here, obviously. All right. So boop, plug that in. Great long wire. Great long wire comes up here, plugs in here, and we have nothing. So let's say Savage. There's no inputs on the back. It's not labeled, dude. And I don't understand. I don't see a ground wire for this. So this camera goes to this. This here has a power feed coming off of it. And the other end has a power feed coming off of it. So it just loops around like this. I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT, you know? Because I don't... Let me ask ChatGPT. I don't see a ground for this backup camera. All right, here we go. I'm using my camera here. I'm ask ChatGPT because I'm not too proud, man. Allow. Nope. Oh, come on. I can't use my phone because I'm doing the live stream with it. It just goes to a male and female auxiliary cable. That cable connects to one that has a male cable on the other end with this positive lead sticking off. See what it says. All right. All right. What, tell me. Okay, so... Oh, Savage. Just in case you're interested, I don't know if you have the Bose sound system, but if you do want to upgrade that, put like a touch screen and stuff in, go check out my video on the doing the stereo install on a 1990 Corvette. Goes to a single wire. Probably grounds through the chat. Okay, so all these are... I just make it up as I go. Guys, so tell me where you think this should go to. because this plugs in here, and the other end is just like this. They got little, power, these red wires, but there's no, I'm guessing this is supposed to be a ground, and it's not working. So that's what I think. Waiting for your guys' input. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Black, lightly tied into the camera ground inside the harness. Yep. Yep, camera power. Yep, but yeah, I already did all that. There's no ground wire. The only way it looks like it grounds is through that RCA cable into the head unit. I've hooked up power to the red wire, and I have plugged the yellow cable into all the spots on back of the radio. What were you guys saying? I know the red, guys, I know the red wire is the trigger wire. Guys, I know that, okay? So look, I'm not stupid. So check it out, look. There's the Tesla thing. Look, we got 12 volts on this here, right? So, just for the purpose, just for the sake of testing it, let's say, okay, cool, we've got 12 volts, that's great. Let's put that 12 volts to this camera just to see if it works. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. And so when I put 12 volts right to that thing, the only thing that looks like it could be a ground is this other auxiliary cable. Savage, I'm making the video that shows people how to install this. This is what I'm talking about. It's why people don't like buying this Amazon stuff sometimes. The only other end of this, the only way it can go is into one of these, because that other cable is to trigger the trigger what I believe it would be a front camera, because it said something about that in the ad. So there's no ground. There's no ground for this. It's the only thing I'm thinking is that it has a ground somehow tied into this. So I would think I could put a ground lead on this, and this should at least light up, because all this cable is supposed to do is carry the signal. You don't need a ground. The outer part of the road is the ground. I'm not exactly sure I understand that. I know that this camera, for these little lights on here to work, it needs power and ground. And this does not have a ground wire. It only has this cable. And I'm almost certain this cable is supposed to act as a ground and carry the signal. That's what I'm telling you, ChatGPT. There is no ground wire. See, now I gotta argue with ChatGPT. Okay, that's what I was thinking, Melvin. That's the ground. So if that's the case, it's not grounding through this system, because when I have power hooked up to it, and I do, I'm going to do this. So I've got power going to this thing. Now all I need is a ground, and this thing should light up. Go ahead and put my test light thing on it. Go ahead and check. Give it a little checkage. Yep. You got battery voltage. So this here should ground it out. Nothing. 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 How many ways can you say nothing? Nothing and nothing. What's that? No, that can't be it. So, guys, I'm telling you, I think this is no good. I think this is no good. So I'm going to call where you ask Rufus or something on there. All this needs is power. It's got power, and it should ground through that cable. Let's do this just for kicks. Let's try this. Let me see something here. Where'd it go? I think, dang it, I'm missing that piece. Look, I'm just going to put a ground thing on the end. So, Melvin, it looks like it says no video signal. And so it does that when I hook up the power to it. So I'm under the impression it's the style that as soon as it gets power, it automatically goes to the reverse camera. It's getting power. It's got no signal. So we have power, we just don't have any ground. That's why this isn't lit up on the outside. Does that make sense? I'm going to go ahead and just and run just a jumper ground wire right to that RCA cable to see if this will light up. I don't think it will. Hold on, I'm looking for a, where did I put that thing at? There it is. No, that's not it. Oh wait, that is it. All right, here we go. All right. See if we can just power it up. All right, so you concur with me on that. This isn't what I need. That's grounded out, and that has power, so that's not going to work. Let me try this real quick. I don't think this will do anything, but I want to try it. I think this is no good. That's my official diagnosis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish putting this in so that it's ready to go. Okay, but dude, here's the thing, Savage. This is a light bulb, and it happens to have a camera on the inside. With power and ground, this should at least light up. It's not. That's a problem. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of people that may say, well, you did this wrong or that wrong, but I'm telling you, you got to keep it simple. You know what sucks about this is that the instructions show a ground wire black ground. And this shows a ground wire right here coming off at the power wire, and there's nothing there. So and that irritates me. It's like I almost wonder if I should cut this. I don't want to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to see and put it to ground and see if that makes a difference. I don't think it will, but we'll find out. So let's go ahead and try that out real quick. Savage, you're not understanding. I didn't see anything in here to change it over to camera mode. And regardless, power and ground would turn these lights on, and these lights aren't turning on. I have to take it off. The only way for me to get it off this screen right here is for me to disconnect the trigger wire that's connected to it right now. That's the only way I can get it off. And then here's the different ports to try. They're not labeled. And so I tried all of them. It didn't work. And it was not in the construction book. The user manual didn't have anything about that. But this radio is grounded, and that's why it's lit up right now, because it's grounded, because you have to have power and ground to work. I'm irritated that this picture shows. I'm going to cut it and try it. I'm going to do it. So, let's see. So, it says, hey, there should be a ground in here. I don't see one, but let's just cut it here where we can manage it. Now, check this out. So, I just cut off the other end. And check this out. You got 2 wires in here. Oh, you got 3. Look at that. Let's have some fun with this. Let's see what happens with these. Let's have a little look-see. Now, of course, with that undone, you can't plug in the other end of the thing. So, this is very frustrating. So if I was to do that, hold on. All right. So yeah, I would make a ground, dude, if there was a known ground wire. There's no known ground wire. I'm trying to make sure you guys understand that this is asinine. All right, so I don't want to overcomplicate it for you. This is what we have. We've got this that plugs into. We have this goes with the camera. All right. So here's your camera, and you have these 2 wires, all right, or these 2 cords. Off of that, you can't do anything with this red one because it's a male inside here. So you can't do anything with it. So you're limited to just the yellow one. You plug into the yellow one, here's what you get. You get a red wire, and then at the other end, you get this. There's no ground wire, and I'm thinking that the ground wire is integrated into this. When I cut off this wire, there is no known ground wire. I've got power all day long. There's no ground wire for this. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Please understand me. I've got a power wire. I'd be happy to run power right from the battery and ground right from the battery if I had a ground wire. See, you know what? I got an idea. I got an idea. So, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Is my mic messed up? Sorry, dude. Let's get a multimeter out and find out. All right, so got a meter out. Let's find out. Guys, you guys aren't understanding what I'm saying. There is no ground. There's no dedicated ground wire here. So, hold on. Can the ground wire be integrated into the auxiliary cable? Yes. Okay, so here's our meter. We're going to ohm this out because here's the thing, guys. Here's your camera. Now, let's forget about the camera turning on. You're like seeing something. These lights on the outside, when they get power and ground, they should light up. Here's a problem. You have these two ends here. Thanks, Jay. You have these two ends here. You can't do anything with the red end because it didn't come with any cable that could go in there. So you're limited to just this yellow one. Take your yellow plug in, you plug it in. So here's what you have right here with that yellow one. You got this little power wire coming off, and then you have this long thing. Oh, that's one of my good wires. And then you have this at the other end. There's no ground wire. There's no ground wire. So, and it has another one of these little tails, all right? When I cut this open, I have 3 wires in here. I want to see if those wires are a complete circuit. So, we'll go ahead and we'll trim a little bit off the ends of these, and we're going to ohm it out because I think that something is making it so this can't get to ground. Because I don't have a dedicated ground wire. All right, here we go. So, again, go ahead. We're gonna put this right up. Let's put it on ohms, and then for those of you that don't know, when you have a complete circuit, you get a beep. So, we're gonna check and see if this green wire, this green, red, and black wire, all of these go to the auxiliary cable. It's kind of hard to get a bite on that. Let's try this. And I think we have a poor circuit here. So let's check and see if it's connected to the other end. All right. 7 ohms, right? So that's complete circuit. How about this one? Let's leave this hooked on here. All right, so that's complete. Oh, what's that? Not complete. Not a complete circuit. All right. Oh, and this one is. So now I wonder then if the one that wasn't complete, I wonder if that is complete to this. Where did I put the other end? Oh, there it is. It's not. Okay. Oops. I may have got it backwards. I had another one here. There we go. All right. Okay. So let's double check. Let's see, make sure all these are complete. I was on the, because I was on the wrong, so I cut the wire in half. So let me make sure I got them together here. Because I cut the, so Curtis, I'll show you here in just a second. All right, so this is that wire. So let me go ahead and check that one again. And that was, all right, so that's complete. And, all right, so this here, we got a complete circuit from the green and black to here, and the red is complete to the little tail that it has over here. All right, that's great. Let's check the other one. So this guy here, I'm telling you, we got a break somewhere. Something's not right. Let's see what we got here. Oh. So I'm trying to read this stuff too. Oh yeah, Roger, I'm real messed up. Trying to get this stuff done. All right. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there it is. That's struggling to make it a consistent contact. All right. All right. All right. All right, so all that's complete. So we've got a complete circuit from, so these wires, that's all complete. Now what, but we don't have any light coming on at the, at the actual, the bulb itself. So is it a complete circuit from inside here? Is it like, is this connector maybe bad? I don't know. Let's find out. Because I believe that it should ground with that cable through the radio. I gotta get a little baby screwdriver. Man, that's a tiny one. Hold on, guys. Let me get this. So I can get this little tiny Phillips set out. I'll figure I already got one of those out. Let's see if this will get in there. So what's up? What's up, One Love? How you doing? I got One Love. You may have some ideas on this. I could use your help. Yeah. Let me see if this is gonna hold. Uh-oh. Can't get it out of there anyways. Dang it. Alright, One Love. Let me run this by you, dude. Dang it, I dropped that one screw. Crap. Hold on. Let me, dang it. Alright. Okay, One Love. Check this out, dude. Let me show you what we got here. Hey, One Love, I appreciate you checking out that other video I posted recently. So, now let me bring this out here so you guys can see exactly what's going on. So, check this out. Here's our camera, all right? Now, One Love, you and I both know that with power and ground, these lights, regardless of the camera working, these lights should turn on, all right? So, here's what this comes with. It comes with this plug, with this wire here, which I cut. So, but this wire, this coax cable, and this is the other end of the coax cable. That's like an RCA cable. So there's no dedicated ground wire. Over here, you can't plug into this because it's a male inside there. It doesn't work. So the only option you have is this. So when you plug it in, you have here's your camera. You have a nice long wire. And I know, so One Love, I went ahead and put, just to test it, I went ahead and put power right to this wire here. I also tried putting it to power at the other end on this wire here. And when I do that, it tells the head unit that something's going on because it starts looking for the reverse camera. This, it starts trying to, it says, image not found or something. But this never lights up itself. So, I put power to it, and there's no dedicated ground wire. I believe this should ground through the, what's it called? Through the head unit itself. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I wanted to make sure I was going to hook it up before I installed it all the way to make sure it was going to work, and it doesn't. So and One Love also, the outputs on the back of the unit, they're not labeled at all. And One Love, it's a cheap unit. It's $60. I'm trying to get this Suburban to a better place before I sell it. And you can see here, image not found. I know there should be a ground wire. There's no ground wire. I'm looking to see if I missed something. Oh, crap, I did miss something. All right. Man, I'll tell you what, I'll be the first to admit when I make a mistake. Pow! Here we go. So, this is good. It's a good find. I didn't see it in the box. So, I'm going to connect these that I had cut. So, I got to connect these back up. And then I found a wire that goes into that one wire, into that one receptacle. So, dang it, I'm kind of mad I didn't see that. Now we're talking. All right. So, unfortunately, try a couple things here. All right, so yeah, so I found it, dude. My bad. Thing is, I'll say when I'm wrong, dude. So now I'm gonna do a little wiring repair. I know, man. I got a million things going on, guys. I'm just trying to keep up. And the good news is, hey, I found what I needed. Jay, where are you from, dude? It says Lil Griff. That's me. I'm Lil Griff. I'm just a little guy. Just a wee little man. Alright, well, that's a bum that slowed me down quite a bit, but I did find it, and guys, I'm sure somebody's going to be on here talking, you know what, about me because I couldn't find that. So that's the joys of being on YouTube. I got some good videos coming up, though. This is going to be a great video when it's done. Because I'm showing people, I want to show people how to put in the double DIN on these. There it is. One Love, are you making fun of me, dude? Alright. Man, kind of mad I missed that, but it's not the first time I've done something like that. I get wound up, man. I'm like, I gotta get it done, you know? I'll tell you what, guys, when I was younger, I was fast, but I made a lot of mistakes. So, not proud of that. Not proud of it. It's alright. So I tell my kids, the most important thing about mistakes is that you learn from them. So, I appreciate that, One Love. That's awesome. Guys, I tell you what, man, my shop has been slow lately, dude. Not good. It's not good. Let me see if this is going to work. I'm going to try this little wiring kit that I got here, see if it's going to... that didn't work. Let me try that again. Damn, these wires are so thin, too. Dang it, I'm mad at myself for missing that. That's kind of a bummer. Let's see if I got some solder out here, I can make this work a little easier. These wires are so thin, it's like you almost have to use solder to do it, because it... Let me see if I can get in there, come on. Get in there. I get it? Oh, so I got it. Alright, cool. Go and crimp that down. No, dude, dealership's not gonna feed me, dude. You gotta hold on. I gotta take a moment to do this. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna try this real quick, and then I got a visual I can show you for the dealership thing. Alright. I think you'll appreciate it. See if this is gonna work. That wire's so thin. You know, man, I think probably most other YouTubers, they may have found the wire and be like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. And they, try to play it off. I was like, yeah, I screwed up. Yeah, it's like, Scoob. Hey, hold on, Jay Pilgrim, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you this, dude. Just hold on, buddy. Man, when you guys come out here and visit me, dude? You'll be hanging out some. Check this out, Jay. Look, I'm like a legend at the in the automotive community here. I'm gonna leave this right. You guys can't see if I put it right there. That's all right. I'll put it over here. Nah, you can't see it there either. That's okay. I don't need to brag. Yeah, I was the technician of the month, dude, at Fillmore Ford. What's cool is when you go in their service drive, they got these plaques for when they give those awards out. And there's my name on that plaque, dude. Looking bad as crap and feeling bad. These are the best times I've ever had. I'm getting awesome. You're getting awesome. We're getting awesome. Yeah, that's what I said now. That was it's actually a real song. It's what I play. I used to play it in the beginning of the videos. All right, almost there, guys. We'll get this thing. Now, here's the thing. Once we get it set up, we're gonna have to go through the details of getting, the trim and everything to sit right, because it came with a whole new piece to go here that has the larger cutout. So it'll be interesting to see if it works, because it's Amazon special is only like $75. Of course, if it doesn't, we'll just trim the original, which is what I did with my other Suburban over there. What else? Yeah, Ron, good Christmas tweak. Yeah, Ron, come tweak with me. Not twerk. Don't do any twerking, dude. Son. Hey, when you come out here to tweak, see if you go ahead and see if you know any other tweakers have a big toolbox like that over there. That's all paid for. You won't find any. All right, now we got that carried away. I get irritated with those people that say that kind of stuff. It's rude, and it's like, they don't know me, dude. The funny thing is, I've said before, I don't know any. I've never done meth, so I don't. But I've been told that people that do meth, they just look a lot older. The Cracklin band. Oh, what's the Cracklin band? So, Jamie, it's not the Cracklin band. It was a real band. But it was a real band in the Maryland, Virginia, D.C. area. And they were called the Rattler, all right? And they wrote these songs about just being obnoxious partiers, and the funny part was that I was looking one time to show some people some of their songs, right? I couldn't find it. And I eventually found like one of the kind of frontmen for the group, and I said, hey, I'm doing this YouTube channel. Do you think I could use, this song? And he said, yeah, it's cool. And I said, why can't I find any of you guys' stuff anymore? And he said, yeah, one of our members got a white collar job, and they didn't really appreciate the Rattler way of life. So they went ahead and they had to remove all that stuff from the internet. But if you guys want to hear some, I'll put some on here in a minute. I can't play a lot of their stuff because it's definitely doesn't glorify God, but some of it is pretty funny. So as a follower of Jesus Christ, I can't really play that stuff in good conscience to you, the stuff that has language and stuff like that. So you're talking about Cracula. That's what you're thinking of. Jay, did I tell you about that before on here? Look, man, we're all getting to know each other on here and stuff. You guys are, oh yeah, I know Griff, yeah, some Cracula. You talk about me like you guys know me, Yeah, Cracula. That's it was not a Cracula song. Cracula songs were more Misfits oriented. So now look, we're almost to the part now where we can do the fun stuff again. And then my new viewers will be like, oh, this is actually worth watching this guy. So, I see, seriously, guys, I see, well, no, I'm not going to go there. But are any of you guys out there, you'll claim to be Christians or anything? You guys read the Bible, or you guys got any interest in that? Because that's what, that's where it's at, man. Nope, nobody's talking. All right. You guys, let's go. So you you guys pay attention to any of the political stuff? Don't worry, I'm not going to get political, but I'm just curious. Do you guys pay attention to any of that stuff? I kind of wonder how they have, they say they want to help people out, and it's like, all these people that are going without food and need gas, but they got money to send people to the moon. It's kind of crazy. That's not a bad way to put it, One Love. I'd go a little deeper than that. So I think there's a lot more than just basic instruction. Alright, let me put some tape around this, make sure it's going to be alright. And we will continue before I go home. Who took my tape? Dang, usually it turns up by the time I say that. I found my tape. I got a new one right there, but I wanted to use the rest of the... where'd the other... oh, there it is. There's my tape. I think I might have a beer. Alright. Guys, there's some wild stuff in the Bible, man. It blows my mind. You guys, I told before about this. When people try to make, they talk about Jesus, like on South Park or something, and they make him look like some scrawny punk. It's like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. That guy Jesus was a man's man, dude. He was tough. As Hank Hill will be like, I tell you what, that Jesus was a man's man. God dang it. I think that's how Hank Hill would say it. I'm hoping that maybe Mike Judge and will reach out to me and be like, man, you do a pretty good job on the YouTube show, Griff. You ought to come be on King of the Hill. Call you the best looking social media technician. So I tried to plant that idea out there. I didn't hear anything back, but it's still early. What else we talking about? You're a minister, huh? Where do you live at? One Love, you gotta tell me like the city and state, but I'm just curious where you're at. And then definitely appreciate you taking the time to tune in. This woman tuned in I think it was last Friday. She tuned in, and she tuned in for like 2 hours. I was like, that is so, I was so encouraged by that. But then I think, man, if people are tuning in to me, I gotta tell them, I'm trying to do better with my communication skills because I know I'm all over the place. But, I used to spend my time looking for TV shows that had like good plot lines and lots of seasons, so I would have something to do because I'd get home, I'd start drinking, But, man, when I decided, I was really gonna, check out the Bible, it blew my mind, dude. Oh, you got a big church, huh? I gotta talk to you about that because I got something to say about churches. I'm been really disappointed with how the church operates. Check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll plug this. We're gonna try. Well, we got a couple different ones we can try. Where's that one? You find that wire that I found. Not over there. Oh, come on, Griff. Where'd you put it? Griffin! That's what my one boss used to yell at me all the time. Huh. So I can find that real quick so we can try this out. Where did I put that? Did you guys see where I put it? That's right. Jesus didn't have a church. Remember, the church is supposed to be the bride of Christ. It's... Oh, come on, man. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Dang it. Where? All right, got the wires repaired. Where did I put that? I think, it's really sad that the church, the way it, a lot of churches are putting, they have lasers and a smoke show, and it's like, dude, let's just keep it simple, dude. It's like, is this what Jesus was all about? There it is. This is why I found it. I think, we're just, the church has gotten so off track, man. It's not what Jesus, wanted it to be. And you know what? I'm going to get some backlash for this. The Catholic Church has really taken things to the wrong way, and it's a shame because so many people are, that unknowingly will follow false or wrong teaching. So you know what? I'm not going to be surprised when they do find Noah's Ark. You know what's interesting about that? Get your Bible out, and you'll see that it says Noah pitched it on the inside and the outside. So one of you guys are saying I'm on meth. How many meth heads do you know that know the Bible and own their own tools? But Noah pitched it on the inside and the outside. Why do you think that is? I think it's to preserve it, because you got to remember, the book of Revelation talks about there will be an angel going to and fro just preaching the gospel. All right? Should be an angel over the earth. Now think about this, guys. If you looked up and you saw an angel, and dude, angels, they ain't those little chubby babies, man. These are badass, dude. You see these angels flying around, say, hey, praise the Lord, God's real. And these people, in Revelation, it says they will say, no, I'm going against God. That's crazy. Think about that, because there are all these people that say, if I saw this, I believe. Or if I saw that, I believe. And they're going to be seeing stuff, and they're not going to believe. They're going to willingly defy the living God. Dude. So I believe they are going to find it. And here's the thing. And, it's very rare that I get a chance to talk to a group of people. And look, I only have, there's 20 of you guys here right now, and 19. Yeah, I usually lose viewers when I talk about the Bible. But it's rare that I get to talk to this many people at once. And I want to tell you guys, look, the Bible is real. It's a history book, written by men during the lifetime of other men. Oh, you see, the count went down. So what other book has that? And that has the... Yeah, you're right. I don't want to go see them, but I'm telling you, but no other book has prophecy in it. The Bible has prophecy that's been fulfilled. No other book has that, and that's awesome. I believe that what's going to happen is all these supernatural signs are going to be happening. They're going to find Noah's Ark. People are still not going to believe, or they'll start to believe, because remember, the Bible also says there will be a great apostasy, a falling away. Well, to have a great apostasy, you got to have a great coming together first, right? So think about it. These people, they find Noah's Ark, and all these people are saying, oh yeah, I want to be a Christian, until they start getting persecuted. But more importantly, these people, if they want to follow Jesus, they get saved, and they got to be taught right. And if someone is teaching that you have to be baptized or you have to speak in tongues, that's a lie. The Bible does not say that. The Bible does not say that you need to go confess your sins to a priest. It doesn't say anything about getting any rosary beads. Doesn't say any of that. And so people need to know, look, if you get saved, if you've asked Jesus to be your Savior, you are saved, all right? You want to follow Him, you change, that's all it takes. And God loves you, He made you for a reason. So if you're one of, 13 people, I lose them quick when I start talking about this, that wants to follow Jesus, or you're seeing this and you're like, wow, wow, this is so cool. or I'm seeing this stuff about this guy's talking about God and Jesus, and I've been thinking about that. There's a reason for that. So one love. I didn't say tongues isn't a gift. I said it's not required. There's nothing additional required for salvation except for asking Jesus to be your savior. That's it. So that's anybody teaches that you have to do more than that is taking away from what Jesus Christ did. And it's one. People will say, they want to say it's in the Bible, but they can't find it. And we can get into tongues. Hold on, wait. What am I doing here? So I just want to see if this is going to work. So hold on. I believe that tongues is not what you see in a Pentecostal church of people, blurting stuff out. That's because that's like it interrupts the service and stuff. And I don't think God is going to want himself interrupted. All right. But I don't believe it's speaking something that no one's ever heard before. I guess there could be, because Paul says, speak with the tongues of angels, the language of angels, because that's what tongues mean, is language. And so, there could be that. But I believe it also meant, hey, if someone's speaking, remember, tongues was a sign for, this is what the Bible says. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to argue. I'm saying the Bible says that tongues was a sign for unbelievers. Not to show people that you're saved. It was for unbelievers. And, I believe it was something, here's what I picture, man. Say you show up, some other country, and they're like, say you show up in China. White guy like me skinny white tattoo guy shows up, and I'm talking about the Bible, and they're like, no, you can't do that here. We're going to arrest you. And then all of a sudden, I start speaking perfect Chinese. I'm like, look, let this be the Lord's use me right now. It's a sign that I do serve the living God. That's how I think tongues is supposed to be used, because it's a sign to unbelievers. I could be wrong, but it also says, yep, you have to have an interpreter. That's the biggest thing. And it says, I think it says no more than 2 or 3. So that's it. Not a whole church where everybody's just blurting stuff out in the middle. That's not right. That's that's Satan having a field day. He's like, oh good, I got them. Yeah, they think they're spiritual. Plus, you know what else, dude? Is that Paul specifically says that if there was a greater gift, it would be prophecy. But you know what? You can't fake prophecy. You can't just say, oh, well, the Lord says this is going to happen, and you can't fake that, because you know what they say about that? If a prophet isn't giving real prophecy, they say stone him. So, but you can fake going, I'm not going to do it. It's disrespectful, but, and plus my wife doesn't like when I do that. But you can fake that all day long and fake your spirituality, but you can't fake prophecy. And remember, tongues is a sign to unbelievers. Let's get back to the basics, dude. What's the basics? Look, God created you. All right. That's why you go through life wondering, why am I here? What's going on? God created you to tell others about him. So you could get saved and not go to hell. That's the long and short of it. Think about it. Why we have religion. Because people worry, what's going to happen when I die? And they worried about that for all the way up until more recently. And now we're so consumed with video games and TV shows and meta glasses and YouTube that people aren't worried about what's going to happen when they die. And Satan's having a field day because he knows, good, if I can just keep him away from finding the truth a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And Satan knows what his end is. So, thoughts on Catholics. I think there's a lot of really nice Catholic people out there, but their teachings are not scriptural. There's no way Peter wasn't the first pope. Peter was married. The whole thing, how the Catholics say, the popes are infallible, yet they have multiple decrees that go against one another. My mic is loud. Okay. Thank you for telling me. Let me see if I can fix it. Is that any better? I'm just kind of a loud dude. I just, loud, wound up. People think I'm on meth. I'm the only guy I think is on meth is teaching, talking about, following Jesus. So, whatever. All right. So let's try this bad boy out. Let's go ahead and, so here's our camera. Let's put power and ground to it first and find out if, I'm sorry if I'm not getting all the comments, guys. And look, I would love to just do a video, some live time of just doing Bible stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, I don't care if it's just one or two of you guys that would like to do that, please let me know. We can set that up because I've been thinking about starting like a men's Bible study thing, after doing like a men's Bible study thing. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know. You can email me at griffzillagarage@gmail.com. But this is, I told my brother one time, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this Bible teaching video. And he said, you're not going to do it on Griffzilla Garage, are you? I was like, that's exactly where I'm going to do it, man. That's the platform I have. I got to use it. All right, so let's get this thing power and ground first and find out if it works. So here we go. Let's give it a little power here. And let me put my light on real quick. Hold on. Is the mic any better, guys? I appreciate you letting me know. I didn't know. So, all right, so here's power. All right, and now people always forget, man, like, I got power. You gotta have ground. So let's, I'm looking for a good ground here. Let me make one. Let me get this, try this out. You ready? Here we go. Wait, hold on one sec. I thought I had, all right, that's all right. Let me see here. Boop. And let's see, here we go. Dang, I thought it was going to light up for sure. Okay, let's see what happens now. All right, so we got that. All right. Oh, this came off. All right. So let's put the power back to it. Here we go. Boop. And, oh, look at that. All right. All right. Great. Cool. So, let's see how it looks on here. So now let's go ahead and plug in. We got to try each one of those little plug areas, and we'll see if we got a signal. So let's try this one first. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one either. Not that one. Huh, getting discouraged now. Huh. Oh, look at that! Yeah! That's a good image, isn't it? You guys see that? Look at that bad boy. Pretty cool, huh? Nice! Alright, so we'll just hook that to the reverse lights back there. Wow, that's great. Yes! Alright. I'm not looking forward to running those wires. Okay, cool. So now that we have that set up, let's go ahead and I want to do, hold on, I'm just thinking for a sec. Let me see if I want to, so that's that. And we're going to want to go in, let me see if this will, let me see. So, yeah, so, okay, I got it. Yeah, so we're going to, hold on. Yeah, all right, cool. So, we're going to wire, hold on, I'm just thinking for a sec, guys. Why does it need, hold on. So, it needs, wait. Oh, so we got this guy. All right, so hold on. If this one here, hold on. I'm just thinking about how, because I'm not using that one. So, yeah, we tie this into, we'll tie this into power feed from the reverse lights. And it'll, boop. Wait, what happened? Hold on, guys. Okay. Okay. So just, okay, cool. All right, sweet. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and I want to see how this is going to look in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and, General, I told you, dude, I don't do YouTube for money, dude. It's nice. It'd be nice to make more, I'll tell you that, but it's not the reason I do it, dude. All right, so I want to go ahead and make sure that I've got the camera wires ran. Make sure we have those already ran. So let me tie in this ground. And yeah, so we'll tie in this ground. And then this power wire, we're going to go ahead and tie that right into a... Oh, wow, it's all the way up there. Hold on a sec. Let me think for a second. All right. Well, I just want to make sure I want to have this go in the right direction. So, all right. That's all right. So, okay. We do power and ground there. And then, wow, they don't give you much wire to run with that, do they? That's not long enough. So I'm going to have to run another wire. Okay. Okay. I see. All right. So I got to set up there are several ways to tap into the... Oh, yeah, I know that, Washington. I think I'm going to do it closer to the back, unless I can find the... you know what I'll do? Tell you what. I'll look at the diagram first, and I'll see... Oh, it just shut off on me. I'm going to see where the... Well, hold on. Because that's right by... Oh, it's right by the camera. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to tap into it near the back, right up the reverse light, the reverse light wires, because the wires for that are right in that area. So we'll do power and ground back there, run it up. So I'm just going to run a power wire from up here, start going towards the back, just so that I've got something. I'm sorry, not the power wire. Yeah, I'm going to run. This wire up here is real short, so I'm going to run a short one just to come down here to meet the one that comes from the back. Let me go plug this in. Man, that stinking thing really threw me off, dude. I'm mad that I missed that. That's how it goes. Let me grab a wire. I'll probably wrap it up here in a sec, and then, hey, what else you guys want to talk about? Yeah, I got that figured out, buddy. I got that one, love. What else you want to talk about? Are you interested in doing the Bible study with me, dude? Or am I not cool enough for that? It's okay if I'm not. It's okay. I can take it. All right, let me go ahead and get this and what's that one do? Let me get this and this wired up. And then, yeah, so we're going to go ahead. Don't beat yourself up. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out about that. I'm going to go ahead and I want to get the rest of, I want to get, I don't like that. It's a little pain to get that yeah, I want to get this. I want to get this wired up and in place, and then tomorrow I'll go ahead and I'll have my kids help with doing the with putting the camera in, because we're gonna try to. We got this Suburban. I got it when I got the Harley from this. You guys, the people that call me a tweaker, they'll meet the guy that got the Harley from. That guy, nice kind of dude, but man, yeah, he had some stuff going on. So, all right, well, so we'll get this. I want to get this wired up, and not just wired up, but also set up with the, I want to make sure it's in there straight and stuff. And then tomorrow I'll go ahead and do I can run the wires for the camera, and then hopefully I can go and get this thing listed for sale and pay some bills and stuff like that. So, anyways, so my new guy, he's working out pretty good. In case anybody's wondering, he's working out pretty good. Go ahead and use my heat shrink butt connectors. But, yeah, it's this is the if you guys don't want to hear about Jesus, that I'm not gonna stop talking about him. I'll tell you what, man, I serve a living God. I've seen God do some amazing things, dude. Jay, you didn't say where I know you from. Are you the Jay that I used to play in a band with? Is that you? Did you find me on here? That'd be kind of neat. Thought you were from Castle Rock. Yeah, so on my other Suburban, I put the rear view camera right on the hitch area, or right above it. So I'll show you here in a second. All right, so that looks good. So let me go ahead and run the let me go ahead and let's get the little brackets and make sure that they are gonna go in here centered up, and then we will go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and get a longer wire now set up for. I don't know why it's got this brake wire back here. I don't know what you would use that for. So what else we got here? All right. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, I need to get some video of this for the, I gotta get some other video for the, because I wanted to put up a regular video for this. So let me get that real quick, guys. So went ahead, the Suburban here, went ahead and use the accessory wire to go with our illumination and the accessory. So just tied that into one. Remember, we got I filmed it earlier. Got the speaker wire separated. The camera is going to go into this lower port here, not labeled. And then that just needs power and ground to work. All right. All right, so now all right, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get a power wire on here that we can. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna need that. Wait, yes I am. Yeah. I've got to run a power wire up to here for the reverse. So yeah, so let's get a lead coming off here that will just kind of come, we'll loop it down through here, have it come out the bottom, and we can tie that in to the power feed we'll get from the reverse lights. So let's go ahead, take this guy here, go ahead. I don't have any really thin wire like that. That's like little baby wire. Well, that was not too bad. That wire from earlier was definitely a little baby wire. But got some of this good chunker stuff here. We'll go ahead. We're going to run that right on here. Run it down. So I got this whole kit for these, these solderless, heat shrink butt connectors and stuff. It was fairly cheap. I'll put a link in the description of the video that I put up for this. Got that pincered down. Let's go ahead. Heat shrink it up. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's get some length on this thing. And we'll figure out exactly how we're going to run it tomorrow. But we can, the idea is that tonight we'll go ahead and have everything set up. So tomorrow, once we hook, we'll just have to hook up power and ground to the lens from the back, and it'll turn right on. All right. So right now I'm just going to get it long enough to snake through here. I'm not going to try to run this whole, bunched up cord through there. All right. Oh yeah, that's the control module. Okay. So we need this to go ahead and slip right in here. Nice and easy. Nice and even. And so let's see what we have for this. Was supposed to come with some adapters, which would be kind of cool if it came with the correct stuff. I'm pretty sure I have those, guys. I don't think I threw those out. Where did I put those? There they are. I got them. All right. All right. So I got the. Oh, where's some of these say? Thanks, dude. Thanks, Gus. Gus Frizos. Those are the ones I had. Plastic marker. Yeah, Griff car audio and tint. Yeah, we used to say Griff's Body Shop when I was fixing stuff on the the owner's daughter's car, Volvo. I don't know what that does. All right, check it out. So it came with a couple clips here. Now, it didn't come with clips for this radio, so let's see if this is gonna work out some. So I can put a flash on for you guys so you can see it. Boop. Guys, I got to get some nicer equipment and stuff, dude. It's so frustrating. It's very frustrating. All right, so let's see. How does... So let me see how the old one was. So the old one... Man, that almost looks like that would... Huh. Does that come off of there? So Oh, look at this is great, man. I think this is gonna work, guys. Look, bolt this little guy up. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Boop. All right, let's try that out. Hey, pretty sweet. Oh, great! It came with a. It's cool. It came with a antenna adapter because. All right, that fits in there good. Because the antenna cable was not working. Oh, look at this. All right. Wait, did I say it too soon? I think I did. I think I said it too soon. Dang it. Huh. That's kind of cheesy. Let's see it. Let's see if I get a radio signal out of that. What's up, Edmund? All right. Let's see. It's kind of cool. It's touchscreen like this.
See Philo.tv for more.
It sounds like it's got a good. It's a decent enough signal, and this is pretty. Huh.
98.1 KKFM. Enjoy more ways to save at King Supers.
Wow, this doesn't work that well. So we have to just use a digital antenna with that. All right, that's fine. All right, let's get the. Let's see if we can get these thingamabobs on. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to go ahead and at least there's not too many options. We got boop, boop. If I can get you guys to see that. All right, so let me see if we can mock this up a little bit. All right, so that's going to sit like that. We're going to want to come right in here. Let me see. All right, I think, I think we should go with this top hole. I don't like there's really different options. All right. Let's go with this top hole and see if that'll work. So. There's a little arrow pointing up at it. Like it's correct. Huh. Stupid stand. I'm gonna break this here in a minute. Guys, I got you some nicer equipment, dude. All right, I gotta go home though too, because this is. I really wanted to. Where did I put those? Huh. I just had them. Where did they go? Huh. Oh, there they are. All right. I'm looking for. I thought it was going to be a fine thread screw. All right, let's go ahead. Wait, these don't look right. These aren't right. Uh-oh. All right, we got to find the correct screws. They're supposed to go into the side of that because that is definitely not right. Huh. So it looks like all the screws are. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I got carried away. There we go. There we go. Thought something seemed off. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and let's unplug it for a minute here so we can. Oh, that's not too bad. Work right here. I think it needs to go in one of these top holes. So that's a tight fit, man. It's just a tight fit going through that. Now we're gonna try this. Now, guys, I think this hole looks good. This top one. So, but I'm gonna go to one next to it because I don't know. It's not like super maxed out. Super max. All right, so I got a couple threads in. So we have a little bit of wiggle room here. Oh, nope, you have to go a lot more than a couple threads. Now, if we do this hole here, we don't have any other holes to pick from. I was hoping to get two. So let's see if we can get one other hole here, so we can get, or we can get two that way. Let's try that. Let's give that a shot. Nope. So we can get one. Man, that's gonna be doesn't exactly line up for that other one, but let's see if we can get it. Oops. Guys, I'm not kidding. I'm so fed up with not having nice stuff here. It's for this. I'm about to just turn this off. That's a tight fit. That's not right. All right, let's see how. Let's kind of see what this is going to give us to work with. So, there we go. Okay. So, that's not looking bad. So, let's see how the. But let's see. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing the comments right now. So, if we went with this position. Let's see how trim would look with it. Hold on a sec, guys. Let me unplug this. Come on. There we go. All right. Now this is the aftermarket trim piece. See how it's gonna fit. Looks like it's a little tight. Yeah, that is a tight fit. There we go. All right. So we're gonna bump this up and so it looks like we're looking kind of like this. Well, this might work good. That might be a good position for it that I picked. Let's Oh. All right, I got an idea. Let's go ahead and put the other one in because that looks like it might actually work. Let's try that out. Oh, I hit a button. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and put the other guide piece as soon as I can find it. Oh, shut up. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. I found it. All right. Let's go ahead and put this guy in. See how it works out. Wait, that's not the right one. Man, I'm not very organized today. Uh-oh. Where'd those, huh? Uh-oh. Oh, man. That's not good. I think I spilled them and lost them. That. Dang it, Griffin. Right to that. Oh, that might be it, guys. I think I don't see any of the other ones, huh? So we went with that one that was right near the top on this side. Go ahead and shove that in there. Yeah, no, you're probably right, huh? I think I'll do that. There we go. That's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I lost one of the screws though. Well, I lost a couple of screws. I lost the bag. That's interesting. It doesn't fit on this side. It does. Okay, we'll go with this. There we go. Dang it! All right, get a big bad Milwaukee. Whoop whoop. And then I don't know how I lost the or how I spilled that and stuff. I had the other bag, and if I can't find it right now, then I'll find the other. I think they all spilled out because I saw the one that I just put in. I'd found. There it is. Got it. I got it. Well, what part of Florida are you in? Maybe I thought I'd move into Florida. If my YouTube channel was successful enough, I could just move wherever I wanted to. It's almost there. Let's see how it fits. There you guys take a look at it. Looks like that might fit good. Let's let me go ahead and oh yeah, we gotta run that through there too. Crap. Let's just see if it's gonna fit first, and then we'll come back. Let's see if it's gonna fit. Oh. All right, so there we go. Now remember, this trim piece here is not a factory piece. This is aftermarket Amazon special because the OEM piece is not large enough for this. So say it's gonna rub on that say it's gonna rub on that button. I guess they don't expect people to have a button there. So, wow. It doesn't look bad, does it? So we just got to figure out what we're going to do about, we got to notch that out so it doesn't rub. Looks So just make sure none of that's gonna bind up. So we have to shave a little bit of this out. That's fine. Hey, that actually looks pretty good. Huh. What is this not clicky on? There we go. So for $70, it's not that bad for this aftermarket piece. What are we stuck on here? What is that stuck on? All right, so that's in here. You can tell this is not want to fit right. Just gotta find out how it's gonna fit. Come on. Wow, it's. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So we will have to notch this out, but I'm seeing why it's not wanting to stay in. Mark's right over here. So yeah, we gotta notch that piece out a little bit, and man, that's a, so this came with get off there. This came with a number. All right. Oh, sorry about that. All right, guys. So this piece came with a number of pieces to put on little things that kind of snap into the dash. Before I do that, I'm not crazy. I don't like that this has this black color, because the OEM one is not black, it's gray. And I wonder if we could just cut part of. So you see all these pieces here, like this? That's what's missing on that other piece, and they want you got to put that on. But I'm wondering if I'd rather put this factory one back on because the color matches, and then we could just shave out this part right here where it's so it's just a little too small. So let's see, how would this look if we pull this out? There we go. I gotta go home. Oh, it's after 10. I gotta go. So come on, Griff. Oh, no, it won't look right. Dang it. Yeah, dang it. Man. I really don't want to put that. I'm not crazy about that other piece. I don't like the color and stuff on it. So I wonder if, gosh, man, if I could just fill in this gap here, it wouldn't look that bad. came with this trim piece. That's not gonna work. Dang it, man! I don't. Wish this interior piece was separate. All right, well that's a bummer. I'm gonna. Yeah, I guess I'll have to put that other. Dang it! I don't want to do that. I don't like the way that. I don't like that black one. That's a bummer. Man, I wonder if my other one is just bigger than that. Well, all right. So tomorrow we'll swap the. We'll start with that. Tomorrow we'll swap the. We'll put all these little guys onto. Hold on. I just want to see something real quick before I sign off. Man, I hope I get good money for this Suburban. So. Let's just see how this setup is. All right, so it's got those kind of hooks. Let's see. Jeez, man, they want you to screw all these in? That's a pain, dude. Put an extra airbag here. Don't you screw these in? All right, not tonight. All right, guys. Hey, as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. Show you what it looks like when it's done. We'll get the have the camera put in there. And hey, man, you guys know anybody that wants a nice Suburban? Oh yeah, look at this bad boy. Then tell them to come see me. All right, I'll show you how to finish that up tomorrow. Have a good night.